Goldeneye 007 Reloaded is an HD remake of the Wii reimagining of the original Goldeneye on the N64. Still with me? Good. If you're not aware of what's going on with it, basically it brings the Goldeneye story into the modern era with Daniel Craig instead of Pierce Brosnan, and different level design that pays homage to the movies but shouldn't actually be considered as an HD version of the N64 game because it's not. Whilst it's not what I would call a premium FPS, it still delivers some fun action moments, although to be honest, the whole package is a little underwhelming. To start with, the HD graphics don't improve things much from the Wii version. Whilst they look less muddy and run smoothly at 60 frames per second, the textures are pretty basic apart from in a couple of areas, those being the snowy mountains of Severnaya and the jungle levels near the end of the game. Facial textures are also a mixed bag. Weirdly, the best ones you'll find are on the faces of the bouncers in the nightclub, which incidentally plays Deadmau5, which in my opinion gives it bonus points. Gameplay is also rudimentary. Whilst I much prefer a joypad to the Wii's remote and nunchuck controls, it is possible to mostly run and gun through entire levels thanks to an overly aggressive auto-aim and dumb enemy AI. If you want a challenge, my advice is to play the game on at least 007 difficulty and turn the Snap 2 auto-aim off. If you like to take things slowly and replay levels, there are also emblems to find and shoot, and objectives to complete such as scanning data with your smartphone. Other annoyances include not being able to jump and only being able to mantle some areas and not others. Invisible walls are not a gamer's friend. There's also an out-of-place tank section in the game which is very tricky to control. Weirdly, the single-player campaign actually feels like I'm playing Nightfire on the PlayStation 2 or similar, but things have moved on since then. With games such as Call of Duty and Battlefield taking centre stage, there's just no way James Bond can compete in either single-player or multiplayer. Speaking of which, there is of course local 4-player split screen and plenty of game modes to choose from, but most people will play online, and in my experience the frame rate is lacking and the texture's even worse in this mode, if you can actually find anyone playing, that is. And if you're into extra challenges, there are also MI6 missions to try out with objectives such as protecting servers or killing everyone in the shortest time possible. They do provide extra gameplay, but also serve to highlight just how strange the AI can be when you're trying to sneak about and get spotted through a wall. If you're a James Bond fan, you will get something out of this, but if you're after a more realistic experience where, for example, you can't shoot someone from a distance with your pistol, then you won't find it here. Goldeneye 007 Reloaded gets 6 out of 10.
You've been watching a review from Gamesweasel. If you want to get the show each week, which includes video game reviews, news, previews, competitions and special features, then head over to Gamesweasel.com for our video podcast, Gamesweasel TV.
Gamesweasel.com